Hi, how are you all? And welcome to Fitness Project 2020 Week 6. Well, all of you know that last year, when we did the whole fitness project in 2018, our Week 6 guideline was start strength training at least once every week. And over 60% of you started strength training to see amazing benefits and continue to see them, whether it's improved muscle tone, whether it's better blood sugar regulation, whether it is simply about a flatter stomach. But for exercise to really work in our life, it needs to come in with the right amount of recovery. Exercise is like a pill where if you take too much of it or too little of it, then it doesn't really work like the way it is supposed to, which is why recovery from exercise and in fact even from daily life is critical, because only then can you make meaning of all of the daily stresses. Otherwise life will just wear you out. So what is it that you can do? Where very simply in our tradition we have always had this magical potion that we would have, which would really allow you to wrap up all of the stresses of your day and restart or reboot the next day with a refreshed mind and body. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is nothing but a simple cup of haldi doodh every night. So the week 6 guideline is have a cup of haldi doodh every night at bedtime. Now, of course, the weight loss industry has appropriated haldi, what with curcumin latte and golden milk and the likes. You also have pills and shots and whatnot of turmeric and curcumin and curcuma and whatnot. But the magic of haldi doodh lies in its proportion. And if you don't quite get the proportion right, if you abuse haldi instead of using it, then of course you see many side effects of haldi, whether it is indigestion, acidity, bloating, or simply its interference in iron assimilation. But otherwise, if you do have a cup of haldi and milk every night just at bedtime, then number one, it will allow you for restful sleep. This is especially true in cases where there is broken sleep multiple times because of the restless leg syndrome, where you wake up every night and you're like stretching your leg out, or in the morning when you wake up your feet are really tired and dull and heavy and you have to spend a few minutes before you touch your feet down. So for all those of you who have broken sleep, do have haldi milk for improved recovery, because for all the repair work to happen optimally in the night, it needs the right nutrients. You do know कि पेट एकदम खाली होगा या बहुत भरा होगा तो नींद अच्छी नहीं आती है, which is also where haldi doodh works its magic, allows you for optimum recovery. Also in cases of a better hormonal balance, because for all those of you who don't quite know when their periods are going to come, or if they are very painful, or you just have too much acne and stuff, a cup of haldi milk in the night is going to work wonders. And lastly and not the least, a cup of haldi milk every night, especially when the season is changing, because with every season change you have the cough, you have the flus, you have the itchy throat, running nose, all of that. And one of the good ways to prevent it and to kind of recover from it is the haldi milk, which is also why now that Shivratri is coming, one of the main things in Shivratri that is also celebrated is milk, which is how, in milk is one of the things that you offer to Lord Shiva. It comes at a time where winter will go down and the heat will start picking up. So all of the seasonal changes are really a time of reinforcement of our traditional wisdom. You're all aware that Fitness Project 2020 is about reviving age-old traditions in their truest essence, not about dramatizing them or having them in indiscriminate amounts. So how do you really make your magic potion of haldi milk? Well, it is very simple. You just take a cup of milk, pour it in the vessel that you want to heat it in, and just add half a teaspoon of haldi to it while it is boiling. Let it boil, pour it in a cup of your choice, and then add jaggery or sugar to taste depending on how you like it. How can you have it? Well, ideally you should have it hot, but if you don't like it hot, you can even have it warm. You can have it like the last thing in the night and then just lie down flat on your bed. Now there are special instructions for people, because you do know that this year we are tracking you with various conditions, be it BP, heart disease, thyroid and stuff. So for all those of you, I'm going to give you special tips on what is it that you can be adding to your haldi milk. BP, heart disease, joint pain. What you also add to your haldi milk is a pinch of nutmeg. All right, and that is something which will really help you. For all those of you who have acne and bad skin, what you add is a little bit of arif, and that is something which is going to help you. For all those of you with thyroid issues and with weak joints, with cramping in the legs, to your haldi doodh add a few cashews and that will help you. And lastly, for all those of you who are using it for immunity, bad throat, coughs and cold, to your cup of haldi milk add a little bit of black pepper, and that is something which will really help you. Yeah, so these are the multiple ways in which you can have your haldi and milk. And remember that the magic lies in proportion and not in its abuse. Yeah, so that's the guideline for today. A cup of haldi doodh har roz raat mein.
Okay, so the question is that can we have haldi first thing in the morning?
Yeah, no, you can't have haldi first thing in the morning. You cannot have shots of haldi in water. You can't add indiscriminate amount of haldi to every single thing that you're eating, because now you have all of a sudden discovered that it is the best thing that has ever happened. You must remember that in very high amounts it doesn't do the work that it is supposed to do. What is the work that it is supposed to do? It works as an antioxidant, it works as an anti-inflammatory agent, it works as something which aids recovery and boosts your immunity. But you cannot be greedy about these benefits. All right, so you got to think of it like going to school. You must go to school, but in school, if all that you studied is history, or all that you studied in economics, or it's all that you studied is geography, then you don't quite have a world view, or you cannot be called optimally educated. So if you want to be optimally healthy, then you need to think about health as something that you build one step at a time, and not as something that you do one shot at a time.
Okay, for lactose intolerant people, how can we have haldi doodh?
Well, for lactose intolerant people, this is what I recommend all of my clients to just have it in a glass of buttermilk instead. So you don't need to heat your buttermilk, just your buttermilk, and you add your you add your pinch of haldi and have it as the last thing in the night. You can even add a little bit of kala namak and some jeera to it.
If we are vegan, then how can we have?
Well, if you're vegan, you surely can have it as tadkas and stuff in the form of sabzis, which is how all of the non-vegans can also have it. But if you would like the benefits of haldi and you don't want to have milk, what you do is take a piece of dry coconut. There is enough dry coconut in the market, so take a piece of dry coconut, add a pinch of haldi to it, and eat that along with jaggery. So a piece of dry coconut, put jaggery on it, and then just lace it with a pinch of haldi, and you can have that between 4 and 6 p.m. in the evening, not as the last thing in the night, because dry coconut can also give you coughing and stuff.
Okay, so but is it very is it like does it produces a lot of heat if we have haldi every day, haldi milk?
If you have haldi milk every day, it will not produce heat. But if you just keep taking shots of haldi, then yes, it will. Which is why it cannot be an indiscriminate amount of haldi. Just a little bit of haldi, add it to your milk while you're boiling it. Don't forget to add your jaggery or your sugar, and then rest assured that it won't land up being heaty. All right, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to fill up your forms, and I'll see you next Tuesday at the same time, 4 p.m. next Tuesday. Bye bye.